We don't have a huge amount of detail yet about how this Golden Dome will work. We do know that President Trump has long wanted a missile defence system similar to Israel's Iron Dome. The Iron Dome works by detecting incoming rockets using a ground-based radar system. It then fires interceptor missiles if the incoming rocket is headed for a populated area. An exact replica of the Iron Dome would likely not work for the United States because of its size. It works for Israel because that system protects smaller areas. America is after a system that's space-based and can target bigger missiles from further away. Currently, the US defends its airspace with the likes of the Patriot. It's a surface-to-air missile defense system. Patriot systems are located at military bases around the United States, including in Oklahoma and Alaska. The Golden Dome would likely use infrared space-based sensors to track missiles incoming and intercept them using advanced weapons systems. Its big advantage would be in detecting missiles much earlier, in their boost phase, which is something that ground-based systems can't do. The system is still a long way off. It will need to clear hurdles, political, financial, and technological, before it becomes a reality.
I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us, and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also. So as usual, we help Canada do the best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles, even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built. As you know, we helped Israel with theirs, and it was very successful. And now we have technology that's even far advanced from that, but including hypersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, and advanced cruise missiles. All of them will be knocked out of the air. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland, and the success rate is very close to 100%, which is incredible when you think of it. You're shooting bullets out of the air. I'm also pleased to report that the One Big Beautiful Bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway. That's the initial sort of a down deposit. And we have probably, you're talking about, General, we're talking about $175 billion total cost of this when it's completed.
Mr. President, add this to the long and growing list of promises made and promises kept. Ultimately, this right here, the Golden Dome for America, is a game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. Mr. President, you said we're to secure our southern border and get 100% operational control after the previous administration allowed an invasion of people into our country. President Reagan 40 years ago cast the vision for it. The technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland from cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, drones, whether they're conventional or nuclear. It's not lost on me, sir, also that you had the vision to start the Space Force, and here we are when others said we didn't need it. Here we are in the Oval Office with one of the leaders of the Space Force, in General Gutlein, leading the charge on putting in place a game-changing Golden Dome for America. So, sir, it's an honor to be a part of this bold initiative. We're going to get to work on it. We have been since you signed that executive order on January 27th. We've been fast forward on this, but we're here on this day, and this is just one stop in delivering this defense of the homeland, which is something you've charged us with doing, and we'll keep going until it is complete, sir.
Thank you, Pete. Peace.
President Trump on Tuesday unveiled plans for a so-called Golden Dome. It's his twist on the Iron Dome, the informal name for Israel's missile defense system. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth characterized it as an important step for the U.S.
This right here, the Golden Dome for America, is a game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. President Reagan 40 years ago cast the vision for it. The technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland.
CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us now. Ellie, what did President Trump say about what this would cost and how long it would take?
President Trump in the Oval Office today said that the total cost for this project would be about $175 billion, and it could take just 3 years to complete. Now, that's on the low end of the estimates that experts have been offering on what such a system may take. The caveats here are that the $175 billion, including $25 billion, that is just a down payment to get the system started, which is included in the reconciliation bill that has not yet passed. None of that funding has been provided by Congress yet. President Trump is optimistic that Congress is supportive of the plan and he'll get that funding. And then the other caveat is that the program, the Defense Department still has to choose many of the contractors to build up this program. Now, the first step was taken today in the Oval Office, where President Trump named Space Force General Michael Gutlein as the program manager for this. So he will see this building start, and when it ends, if it ends in 3 years, that will be quite a success story, since this is such an expansive program that's going to integrate missile defense from the seabed all the way to space.
Ellie, you also have new reporting on the Navy disciplining several members of a SEAL team over alleged racist memes. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so CBS News has learned that an incident several years ago has surfaced where members of Navy SEAL Team 4 in a signal chat that included a fellow SEAL who was black shared racist memes that included a depiction of slavery. That the allegation was brought forward by the SEAL who commented on it, said that he was privy to racist memes. It was investigated. It prompted the commander of Navy Special Warfare Command to travel to both coasts and speak to SEALs about the incident, and the Navy is continuing to take accountability actions.
Eleanor Watson, thank you.
Thank you for being here in the Oval Office as we make a historic announcement about the Golden Dome missile defense shield. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland. The one big, beautiful bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome.
It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach to hurry up and protect the homeland from our adversaries.
The Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country.
The Congress is stepping up, as you mentioned, right now in the budget reconciliation bill.
You know, some funding is tough and some is easy. When we say we're going to save everyone's lives in a crazy world, it seems to be very easy to get.
Our enemies, our adversaries, are going to pay a lot of attention to this, just like they have to President Trump from day one. Sir, you're defending the homeland, defending the American people. So thank you for your leadership.
This is the threat America wants to stop. Missiles from adversaries like Russia and China hitting US soil. Donald Trump says he has the answer. A vast space-based missile shield he's calling Golden Dome.
We have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also. So as usual, we help Canada do the best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term.
In principle, it is similar to Israel's Iron Dome, which protects it from threats from neighbouring countries. It can track and neutralise missiles pretty much within a 70-kilometre radius. But the Golden Dome is a system on a much, much larger scale. Trump's fleet of space-based satellites will protect the USA from Alaska all the way to the southern border and the Gulf of Mexico. But is it even possible?
He talked about a near 100% effectiveness against air and missile threats. And the vision calls for not just the means to defend against intercontinental ballistic missile attack, but hypersonic cruise missiles, uncrewed air systems, air-breathing threats such as cruise missiles, as well as conventional air attack. All those areas can be achieved. The United States can, with its ground-based interceptors, provide a limited defense against lower-end intercontinental ballistic missile threats. NASAMS, for example, and Patriot are used every day in Ukraine to defend against multiple air-breathing and short-range ballistic missile threats, and even the Russian Zircon hypersonic missile has been intercepted by Patriot, reportedly. Bringing it all together, though, and having a comprehensive air and missile defense shield over the United States, in particular one that can defend against large-scale ICBM attacks, really is pushing the bounds of technology too far.
The cost of the programme is also an issue. Trump says he will spend $175 billion and hopes it will be operational by the end of his term in January 2029. But the Congressional Budget Office estimated that the Golden Dome could cost as much as $831 billion over 2 decades.
Those are exceedingly optimistic cost and timeline estimates, and most likely not feasible. The next generation interceptor, the replacement for the current ground-based interceptor, which is the highest end of the current US missile defense architecture and provides a mid-course defense against ICBM threats. The next generation interceptor's projected cost is approaching $500 million per interceptor.
Back in 1983, I challenged America's scientific community to develop an alternative to our total reliance on the threat of nuclear retaliation. An alternative based on protecting innocent people rather than avenging them.
It's not the first time the USA has expressed plans for a space-based missile defense system, with Ronald Reagan proposing his Star Wars program in the 1980s. Donald Trump says the technology is now available to achieve such a plan, but others aren't so sure. David Civils-McCann, BFBS Forces News.